under Uniform Commercial Code 440.2511 by tender of payment 2 and 3.
It's not applicable to this case.
And could you tell me why, Your Honor?
Because the UCC doesn't apply to this circumstance. Sir?
Yes.
I'm asking a very simple question.
A man who tried to claim sovereign citizen rights just faced a tough reality check in Judge Simpson's courtroom. The judge didn't waste time setting the record straight. You can't invent your own currency and expect it to cover rent. The law is clear. Only legal U.S. money is accepted for debts. That fake cashier's check with foreign writing simply doesn't count. I'm curious. Do you think squatter laws should be stricter, or should squatters have more protections? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. There's always a range of opinions. Now let's take a look at how Judge Simpson handled this in court. If you enjoy content like this, please like and subscribe.
Good afternoon.
How you doing, Your Honor?
What's your name, sir? What is the claim in this case?
Judge, this is a non-payment of rent action with a money judgment being requested as well. I'm showing that rent is due in the amount of $1,588, court costs of $217 for a total rent retained of $1,805.
And sir,
Yes.
how do you intend upon paying this?
So, Your Honor, I actually tendered payment to Group 5 Management on November 3rd. And my form of payment was refused.
Was what?
My form of payment, she refused payment.
What was your form of payment?
A cashier's check. I actually have the voided check here. And I'm asking for
You had a
yes.
cashier's check? Let me see.
If this is also the refusal in the email from the landlord. All right.
Danny, do you know anything about the refusal of payment?
I do not, Judge. Obviously, I'm standing in for Mr. Weiss. I believe my client or the client was supposed to be on. My understanding was that it wasn't a cashier's check. It was a counter or a check. And the reason it would have been refused was because he's had more than 3 checks come back as insufficient funds. But I would ask if I don't see if he's on here, Judge.
From Randolph Court or Group 5 on the Zoom? We don't have anybody checked in.
We don't.
Email.
Judge.
Hang on, Ms. Zane. He has an email saying about the refusal. Well, it's a text message screenshot.
Yes, it's a email. I actually
Okay.
screenshotted it.
And it says,
Subscribe. It really helps support the channel. Look, I understand that falling behind on rent is tough.
from a somebody with the last name of Aslam, ASLAM, indicating that they received a rent check in the sum of $1,238, which the check that he showed me was in the form of an over-the-counter check. However, must be certified funds. And then, second page, as the system will not accept this, maybe. But
Yeah, Judge, my notes on the ledger show counter check, which is a check that's not, it's one of the ones they give you from the bank. And so again, that's
Okay.
the position I was taking anyways, it was refused.
so,
because-
sir,
Yes.
is there a reason why you can't get certified funds to the landlord?
Well, they actually accepted December's rent from the same check, Your Honor, from my bank.
Okay, but if
Well, because it costs. And my defense is that under Uniform Commercial Code 440.2511, by tender of payment, 2 and 3.
it's not applicable to this case,
And could you tell me why, Your Honor?
because the UCC doesn't apply to this circumstance.
I'm sorry?
The UCC doesn't apply to this circumstance.
It's a commercial transaction, Your Honor.
The UCC does not apply.
Okay. So where could I find this at that says that this isn't a commercial transaction?
That would be your assertion. I'm telling you it doesn't apply to this.
Just for my understanding that the Uniform Commercial Code governs all commercial transactions in commerce. And so based off of this law, tender of payment is why my defense is that once the tender of payment was refused, at that time, the charge or the total amount was discharged.
Even if you were to do that analysis, you can't then have unjust enrichment, which means that you want to move.
I'm sorry.
You can't have unjust enrichment, so you'd have to move because you can't have the apartment and not pay.
No, I mean, I paid the rent. They took the exact form of payment in December.
We've all faced hard times in one way or another. But showing up with a phony check isn't the answer. It's not going to magically stop an eviction. Some people will try anything to avoid responsibility. And sadly, bad advice on the internet doesn't help. And it seems like Michigan keeps popping up in these kinds of stories. Week after week, there's another case of someone trying to argue with a judge using internet screenshots or making bizarre claims. One person even tried paying rent with monopoly money. Honestly, at this point, these court hearings feel like a show. I wouldn't be surprised if this man ends up back in court saying, "But Your Honor, I gave them a paper that said $200. That's just not how money works. You can't create your own version of cash and expect people to accept it. A fake check is still illegal. Under U.S. law, passing a counterfeit financial document is a serious federal crime, not something you just walk away from without consequences. If anyone from Michigan is watching, let me know. What's going on over there? Do people really believe this stuff works? It feels like every courtroom meltdown I see starts with "I don't consent," or
Sir, are you going to tender a check or no? Or certified funds to them?
I will tender payment.
Are you going to tender certified funds for the 1805?
So, Your Honor, my rent is $1,238, and just the extra $700, $600. I'm not sure where it's coming from, but if they accepted the rent payment and from my bank in December, I don't know why they wouldn't accept it now. They refused November, and then they accepted December.
Sir?
Yes.
I'm asking a very simple question.
Yeah.
Are you going to tender certified funds to them in the amount of 1805?
I will surrender. I will submit funds.
Certified funds to them.
I plan to. It costs me to do certified, so I would.
As does the NSF transactions that they've had in the past. So that is my question to you. Are you going to submit certified funds
I'll submit certified funds.
in the amount of 1805?
I like to debate that amount because I'm not sure where that amount's coming from. My rent is $1,238. In court costs, I'm not sure what the other $600.
All right, here's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Defendant to submit $1,238, which at this point is the undisputed amount in certified funds to the landlord no later than December 29th, 2023. And then we will look at the disputed amounts. I will adjourn this matter to January 5th, 2024 at 2 p.m. And I would just note to you, Mr. Smith, that if those funds aren't in, I'm not hearing any additional argument. I will be granting a judgment, which will be for their full amount, plus what will at that point be January's rent.
Your Honor, also, the 4th I have to work. So every time that I'm coming here, I'm having to take off of work. And
Sir, I cannot help that.
I mean, is there a way that we can set a different date?
That is my next date.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You have no authority over me. That's it for today. What do you think? Was Judge Simpson fair in this case? Let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and take care.